Let's start with a really powerful, maybe even uncomfortable idea. The number one waste of budget is testing a funnel your competitor has already paid to test for you. Now just let that sink in for a second. What if the entire blueprint of your competitor's strategy, their ads, their pricing, their whole plan for creating long-term customers wasn't some big secret? What if it was actually public and you could map it all out in under 10 minutes? I mean, really think about that. Every single dollar you're spending to test a new ad, a different landing page, or a new offer, well, that's a question your competitor may have already answered with their own money. They're spending sometimes millions to figure out what works, what converts, and just as importantly, what fails. This isn't just a clever saying. It's really the foundation of a huge strategic shift. So what if their blueprint really was public? It sounds a little too good to be true, doesn't it? The idea that their secret sauce, the playbook that's driving their growth, isn't locked away in some guarded vaults? Well, the truth is, it's kind of hiding in plain sight, just waiting for someone to connect the dots. And the 10-minute funnel map, that's the exact tool we're going to use to do it. So how do we get there? Here's our game plan. We're going to start with the big paradox that keeps this information hidden in the first place. Then we'll get into the intense market pressure that makes this whole technique so critical right now. After that, we'll break down the exact 4-step map, dive into the psychology that makes it work so well, and finally, show you how to turn that map into a master model for your own success, one that's basically funded by your competitors. All right, let's dive into that first point on our map, the billion-dollar blind spot. This whole system is even possible because of a huge misunderstanding about where the most valuable data actually lives. And this is what I call the great paradox. We're all conditioned to think the best strategies are top secret, cooked up behind closed doors. But that's the blind spot. The most actionable, the most reliable intelligence, it's not secret at all. It's public. Every ad they run, every landing page they build, every email they send out, it's a public announcement of what they are betting millions of dollars on. And we can absolutely use that to our advantage. Okay, so let's see how this paradox actually plays out in the real world. Because this methodology wasn't just invented in a vacuum. It was really forged in a crisis that I'm sure a lot of you are facing right this very moment. The catalyst? It's the relentless, just unstoppable rise of customer acquisition costs, or CAC. It simply got so expensive to find and win new customers that the old way of doing things, these long, costly, super risky testing cycles became a potential death sentence for a business. You just couldn't afford to guess anymore. This intense pressure created a new strategic imperative. Find a better, faster, and way less risky path to figuring out what works. And this market pressure taps into a really powerful psychological driver in all of us: loss aversion. To put it simply, we are hardwired to feel the pain of a loss about twice as much as we feel the pleasure of an equivalent gain. In marketing, that loss is a failed campaign. It's wasted time, a torched budget, lost opportunities. This whole system of reverse engineering is a direct response to that deep-seated, very human need to avoid that pain of failure. It's about minimizing your risk by learning from someone else's expensive mistakes. So if the crisis is the why, this next part is the how. How do we systematically pull out all of this public intelligence? Well, we're about to pop the hood and look at the core mechanism. And this isn't guesswork, it's a diagnostic. This is it, the 10-minute funnel map. It's a 4-step diagnostic that focuses only on where your competitor is actively spending their money. It's a sequence that's designed for speed and impact, moving logically from how they grab attention all the way to how they create long-term value. So let's break it down. Step 1, the traffic source audit. This is the most critical place to start. Where are they spending money to get clicks? By just looking at their active ads in places like the Facebook ad library, you immediately see their winning angle, the hook that's working for them right now. You see their main channel, and most importantly, you uncover their core message market fit. They have paid, sometimes dearly, to find the exact message that resonates with your market. That's pure gold. Next up, we just follow that traffic. Steps 2 and 3 are all about the destination. The landing page goal shows us exactly what they want the user to do. Is it sign up for a free trial, book a demo, download a guide? This reveals their core value proposition in its purest form. And by actually going through their sign-up process, the conversion path, we can map out the entire user journey, identifying every single field, every click, and every point of friction they've decided is necessary. And finally, step 4. This is where we uncover their long game. After you sign up, what happens? Well, their automated email sequence is basically a treasure map. It reveals their LTV or lifetime value strategy. It shows you exactly how they handle common objections, how they build trust, and how they plan to make more money on the back end. This isn't a guess, it's their entire customer relationship playbook sent right to your inbox. Okay, so we've got the what, the 4 steps. But now let's talk about the why. Why is this approach so psychologically powerful for us as strategists? It's because it perfectly leverages a predictable part of human behavior. And this right here perfectly illustrates the core idea, anchoring. You see, when we start from a blank page, our ideas are just high-risk guesswork. We're sort of adrift in a sea of uncertainty. But a competitor's proven public funnel gives us a validated anchor. It's a concrete, successful starting point. Instead of slow, expensive testing, we have free, public data. It transforms that fear of failure into the confidence of a safe starting benchmark. Their success becomes our standard to innovate from. And let's be crystal clear about what's at stake here. The cost of getting it wrong isn't small. We're talking millions of dollars in wasted ad spend, development time, and lost opportunity. This number represents the financial risk, the very real loss in loss aversion that your competitor has already paid for you. By mapping their funnel, you're basically letting them fund your R&D, and you get to sidestep those potentially catastrophic failures. Now, having the map is one thing, but using it to win, that's the whole game. So let's talk application, how we move from just analyzing to actually achieving strategic mastery, turning this raw intelligence into a real, actionable playbook. There are 3 core principles on this path to mastery. First, you anchor to success. Don't reinvent the wheel. Just adopt their core conversion flow as your starting blueprint. This immediately lowers your risk. Second, and this is the big one, you identify the contradiction. You don't just copy, you improve. And finally, you treat the email sequence as the LTV map. This is your biggest insight for long-term value, and it's where you'll find your winning angle. Here's the most crucial point. Your biggest opportunity for innovation isn't some completely new, untested idea. It's finding a flaw, a point of friction, or a weakness in their already proven model and making the opposite of that your core promise. This is where you find your real competitive edge. Let's make this super practical. When you mapped their conversion path, did you find a high-friction sign-up with like 10 different fields? Your winning angle is to promise a one-click experience. Is their pricing page a complex mess of tiers and add-ons? Your strategy becomes offering a simple, flat rate. Do they make users wait 24 hours for a demo or a download? You win by marketing an instant access benefit. You find their user's pain point, and you make its absence your core value prop. And that brings us to the final essential insight of this entire system. It's a fundamental shift in how we think about strategy, from risky internal guesswork to intelligent external observation. So why does this all work so reliably? It's actually pretty simple. The system is built on cold, hard logic. The most important, most expensive, and most difficult insights to get, the ad that gets the click, the page that converts, the email that builds a customer for life, they are not secrets. They are public investments. Your competition is paying to broadcast their winning formula to the entire world. You just have to know how to listen. So what does this all mean for you right now? By applying this 10-minute map, you gain an immediate and powerful advantage. You get to avoid that costly, soul-crushing cycle of trial and error. You dramatically speed up your ability to generate hypotheses that are already validated by the market. And you gain a powerful, low-risk competitive edge, built not on guesswork, but on public data. And that's really the ultimate reframing here. We often think of marketing as pushing people through a funnel, but the best marketing, it pulls them toward value. And the secret to creating that pull is to use your competitors' money, their research, and their data to meticulously plan your own strategy. It's simply the most efficient, effective, and intelligent way to win.